Thank you. Okay, first of all, I would like to say uh, about me that I'm speaking perfectly English, to be excused about my language, but I hope we understand each other. As Bridgetti introduced me, I'm born in Bulgaria, and since 1992, I immigrated in South Africa, especially in Cape Town. I was invited from a church from South Africa, in Somerset West, and I spent 1 year with my husband in the Somerset West, created his cricket house together. When we get our papers, I started my own business, a bakery, because I was not speaking any English, and I came from a ex-communist country. I didn't have any capital. And the easiest way was to survive was to create something which wanted skill. I have to make a different bakeries, and I became top supplier of all date many spa shops, health shop, and so on. It's in shops we used to supply. And we developed a business as well, and that was a very successful business. In 2002, I became a tour guide after passing a course for tour guide in Kenya. And now guide tour Russia, from 23 countries, South Africa, and then I registered my own company, tour company, in 2006, Rosiga Tours. So that was briefly my story about the success. But after the last 3 years, in 2007, I went to some website, wine.com, where I signed as a tour guide. Yes. I'm hearing you perfectly. Okay, so after many years successfully living in Cape Town, so mainly I traveled all South Africa, Zambia, Zimbabwe, with tourists, Swaziland, Botswana, anyway. And so I developed my own business. And in 2017, I was approached, I was signed on Wayne.com as a tour guide, and I like to travel. That was the main thing. And I was approached from some gentleman, Daniel Tamuka, which one started to pretend that he likes to travel. He's an engineer in a deep sea in an oil company. And he's in a contract in Mossel Bay. And in 6 months, he will get finish the contract, and he will come to Cape Town. And so he will be joining me to travel and support me. So he also said that he got a contract for more than 5 million rands, which and it's can be true. And slowly in our conversation, he started to ask me for some support, pretending that in Egypt he doesn't have contact with his accounts he's from Liverpool, England, and his accounts are frozen because he will be a long time to not anybody approach his account, and asked me for small support in the beginning for airtime to send him. So for me to send airtime for 20, 50 cents is not a problem, and I did. So then he continued that suddenly he said that he got a birthday in June 2017, and so he asked me what type of gift he will receive, and then I spent some money about his birthday present, and he sent his supervisor and some workers, which one came to me to pick up the gift, and he asked me if I have cash money to give it to him because he wants to treat his workers, 26 people, and a rig in the sea, to treat them for his birthday, and so on. And we continued this way. He's supposed to finish the contract that was from the beginning of June. He's supposed to finish his contract at the end of the year. He was thinking earlier, but that didn't happen because 2 months before that, he started to say that there is some problem in the rig, there is some equipment which one was not working, and he's supposed to repair, and he needs funds to fix it, that machineries, and he needs financial support. That was the beginning of big money to send to him. So, and he promised that once in a 2 months' time come out from the rig and he will get his payment, he will refund me with the money. And I made the first big payment, and then became so that the machinery must be picked up from East London. He must travel, Port Elizabeth, sorry. He was traveling with his supervisor, together with his car to Port Elizabeth, and I must spend the money for transport and for extra money that became in the shop from where he was picking up. And the money didn't stop till there, because after he fixed he sent me pictures from the rig, from the place where he stayed, from the everything he sent me to prove that it's real things, and I trusted him because I was feeling that he is in desperate need to fix the machinery and to be free of duty. So finally, when came the time for payment, it happened another story. He was paid, and he decided to send me 350,000 rand into my account.
But did you see any of that money?
I never received that money, so because they started another story. So he sent me a slip as a transfer from his account to my account, but that was ATM slip. And just as a proof that he's trying to, but then his account was blocked as money laundering. He was accused.
But that was a story, right? That wasn't true.
I didn't know. I don't know how the banks are working when you in a game of money laundering, because I never been do that things. And so the account was blocked, freezing. To recover his account was a story to pay for license, to pay for clearance, to pay for United Nations, because he's coming from England, Barclay bank must be convert his money into Absa Bank in South Africa, especially in George, and he started to pretend that he needs for such a verification, for another confirmation, and so on, and the money were growing and growing. That is the last time, that is the last time, and I'm paying and paying, and in the end of the day, I finish all my sources of money, and I borrow money from one of my partners, and I became in debt. And it's not 10,000 rand. That's a lots of money.
It's a lot
And
of money.
finally, we moved. We sold my son's flat in Cape Town, and we moved to Bulgaria because my husband later was in a very bad health condition. And as we move it here, he continued to ask me for more and more till today. Till
Right.
today,
So he
he is
hasn't
trying to
stopped.
contact me.
So he hasn't stopped.
No. So what I am, I want to tell you the people who are involved in that scam, romantic and whatever doing, telling, they are creating such a give me first and then I will get you. But you must first give. They're very clever to create such a circumstances, such a conditions of their life that they're in a desperate need, that their life depends from your support. If you don't, they will die. If you don't, they will be in prison or something else. And you are just because I am with a good heart and I can't see people suffering around me.
Okay.
And if I have, I'm prepared to share.
So let me just recap. I want to recap because earlier my sound wasn't working. We had a bit of a technical glitch. So welcome to the show again, everyone. This is episode 8 of the conversation with Skywomen. We've been talking to women who have been scammed online, and in this instance, this type of scamming is referred to as romance scams. This is being investigated by police in various countries. I know the FBI is involved. They've made various arrests, mainly of men from Nigeria and in Nigeria. These women have lost millions. They've lost their dignity. They've lost any type of security that they've had. They've lost their support system. They've lost their families. Um, and so it's been particularly difficult for these women. So today the story we're sharing is Vaska's story. Vaska is based in Bulgaria. This happens to women all over the world. It happens everywhere. So I have just been told by Tish that I need to turn my volume up a little bit. So let me see if I can do that. Tish, just let me know if you can hear me um, better now. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can adjust my microphone um, volume. Let's just see if I'm able to do that. Tell me if it's any better now, please, because I think I've raised it as much as I possibly can, and hopefully that is a little bit better. So basically, these women have lost everything that they've had, and they prey on the modus operandi is similar with all women, wherever they may be. First of all, it's mainly women who are middle aged, so these men know that these women are well established in life, and that generally most middle aged women have access to money. If not their own money, they may be well connected. Vaska, like most other women, are educated. They've got their own business. Vaska has got 2 degrees. She's been in business for a long time, And what had happened to her is, like with all other women, the one thing they have in common is that they've had some sort of tragedy or they're lonely, and these men prey on them. What you need to know is that these men are sophisticated. This is a sophisticated ring. This is not just someone that decided to go out and scam women randomly. These men are trained. They use sophisticated methods to scam women. There's a formula that they employ to scam these women. And generally, they befriend the women for a period of 3 to 4 months. Then they start asking for money. They describe desperate situations that they're in. It's usually some form of life or death situation. And by this time, the woman is emotionally invested in the relationship, and they will ask for money. And after about the second or the third time, they will start blackmailing these women into giving them more and more money. They will come up with grandiose schemes. They will declare their love to these women and literally blackmail them until these women not only lose what they have, but until they've exhausted every single form of finding money to help them. And this is basically the situation that Vaska found herself into as well. So not only is she out of all her savings, she now also owes other people money that she borrowed from to help this man because she believed his story. Vaska, what would you like to say to other people that are watching this story now? How would you like to warn them?
So if they don't have chance to meet them personally, to not trust them at all. First of all, if somebody really pretending that he loves you, he will prepare to offer you forever life together. So make he to come to see you. If he doesn't come, don't trust, because that is only words. That is only words that he is crossing his heart. He is willing to be with you. Doesn't matter how old are you. Doesn't matter the difference in the age. Doesn't matter what you have. That's the main thing. He to put you down, 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 and they use advantage. And you too, because you are feeling very, very silly. Once you give it to him a hell of money, and it's concerned only a few thousand, you are again prepared to give to get maybe your money back. But don't trust that it's gonna be happen. So what happened with me? So I finally made many times more and more after he was crossing his heart and saying that that's the last time, please help. That's the last time, please help. And I'm giving and giving. But so I realized that is not the last time. And at least I closed down. He is phoning me. He is sending me WhatsApp messages, but I don't respond anymore. What I can expect nothing more, because I can't see he will refund me that money. Only so if the police, if they can catch him and put him in the right place, that will be my award. And to prevent another ladies to be not involved anymore in such a story, romantic or whatever story, because that is not true.
So that's a very important point that you raised there, Vaska. Um, these guys will promise you once they've got your money, they will promise you heaven and earth to pay back the money. In
Yes.
reality, the truth is you are not going to see a cent back of that money. It is gone forever. And they will try and string you along to make you believe that you're going to get the money back. And you will try everything. So in your attempt to get your money back that you've lost, you will keep giving, hoping that you will get your money
Mm-hmm.
back. But the truth
Correct.
is, It's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. The money that you've already sent is never going to come back to you. So once you realize, once you get that feeling in your gut that you've been scammed, you actually, at that point, you need to stop. You
Yes.
must stop sending money because it's not going to come back no matter what they tell you, no matter what they promise you. That money is never going to be returned. So you have to, once you've established that you've been scammed, at that point, stop. Do not
Yes.
engage with them. And
Yes, correct. And they're feeling jealous, and they're starting to accuse you that you don't want to help him because maybe you have another lover, maybe something like so. Many another stories they add just to push you. If you don't have money, please find, please ask some friends, please ask some colleagues or some partners. But they don't care about that you are going in debt with money to pay that money, not he. And don't trust, please. That is the main thing. You to cross the line and say enough, it's enough. I lost that money, but no more. Because if you think I lost it, say about 500,000 rent, and if I pay another 5,000, it's nothing. Then if I refund that money, and that make you to feeling that, hey, 500 comparing with five, it's quite big amount of money. Let's to try another time, and that keep you on and on. So, but you have to stop. Otherwise, if you not stop, in the end of the day, I don't know what happened. I'm very appreciate that I have a son next to me, which one know everything about that story, and he's giving me a very strong support.
that is absolutely wonderful because that is a big problem that I've seen with so many of the women that have shared their stories so far. They lose every single form of support. And again, I want to let the audience know that the women like Vaska have been groomed very carefully, as Louise pointed out there. These women have been played. They get played and groomed very carefully by these scammers. They've got methods that they use, um, and that they use to trap these women. It's a psychological warfare that's being played against women. So just know, your first instinct is to say, how could you be that stupid? It's not that the women are stupid. Most of these women that get scammed, and it's not just women, it's men as well, are educated people. But
Yeah.
the scammers are indeed clever people. They use methods that have been tried and tested again and again and again, over and over and over. So you need to be very careful. So one of the things that they do is that they put you into a situation where you are isolated, where they put you in a situation where you question the loyalty and trust of your family and friends. They
Mhm.
turn themselves into becoming your confidant. So when someone tries to isolate you, um, do not allow to be isolated. Do not allow yourself to be isolated. Ask a
Yeah.
friend to look at your correspondence. The moment you get a gut feeling that something feels off, trust your gut. Ask someone to look at the correspondence that you've had with this person. Do not send money to anyone who asks you for money online, no matter
Yeah.
what the story sounds like, because they come with grandiose stories. It's always a matter of life and death. It's always, if you don't send me the money, I'm going to die. My child's going to die. And
Yeah.
if they won't appear on camera, that is a red flag. If they tell you that their camera of their phone is broken, it's a red flag. It never is true. Do not believe those stories. Right, Vaska?
Yes, that's correct. And I want to tell also, I still remember my friends from South Africa who sponsored us and supported us. Once we decided in the beginning, we still didn't have settled enough in South Africa and wanted to buy something like a shop. And we went to ask them for financial support. What they said to us, the banks are money giving, not the private person. So if somebody asks you for money, send him to the bank. So because bank has authorities and opportunities to check and see this guy, what type of guy it is, and what backup he's got to be paid that money back. We, as a private person, this is a gift which one we're giving to them, not a loan, not support. This is just giving them as a gift. That's the way how they accept it, because they take it the money and disappear. Or if they still keep until the day, they can still get some more.
Yeah. So you're never ever going to see that money back, so rather don't start something if you're not 100% sure. Ask. Always, always, always ask. They want to isolate you. That's part of their
Yes.
modus operandi, is to isolate you from people that you within your trust circle. That's the first
Yeah.
thing that they do. They isolate you. So do not, anyone who tries to isolate you, it's a red flag.
Mm-hmm.
And do not trust these grandeur story. And the minute somebody declares their love for you very, very quickly online, it's also a red flag. And they are going to target you because you've posted something online to let them know that you are in a vulnerable situation, like you've lost someone in your that was significant in your life, whether it's a child or a spouse, and they will use that information to play on your heartstrings. Be very, very, very careful.
Yeah. Thank you. That's true. That's true. We have to be very, very careful because uh, there's so many another people also approached me, but once I see that they ask for money, I just stop to conversate with them. And different stories. Everybody has different story. He is a big businessman. He's got a stock or he's got something way to deliver. But once he arrived there, they need some custody, some customers' fees to be paid, and he doesn't have that money at the moment, and so we have to support him. Many stories. Another is in a car accident, he is in a hospital, and he doesn't have money to pay his treatment, and the doctor is talking to you and he's asking you to support, because otherwise, if they don't start the treatment, he will be very badly his health. So different stories, you name it. Just must be careful to not trust anybody. If he doesn't have enough money to come personally, face to face, to say, I love you, I want you forever, and so on and on, don't trust. That's for me.
Absolutely. So just be very, very careful. Always double check information. And the other thing that they often do is that they will use, and we had an interview with an ex-military person in the US maybe 2, 3 weeks ago. The other thing that they do is they almost never use their own image. They will use a stolen image. So if somebody puts up a picture and they send you these beautiful pictures of someone, especially if it's someone in the military, they're usually someone in the military or they're an engineer and they work on oil rigs. Those are the usual stories. Go and check
Yeah.
up take the photograph and make sure that it's not a stolen photograph, because it's in 100% of the cases, it always is. It's a stolen photograph that they've lifted off the internet. And in this case, they're not only causing untold damage to the scam victim, they're also causing untold damage to the person whose image they have stolen
Real. Yeah.
online. So always do a reverse image. It's so easy to do on Google. Check out the photograph, see who else is using that photograph, and you will almost in 100% of the cases discover it's a stolen photograph. It's not the person.
Real. Yeah. You can imagine, yeah. So how long time prolonged my story since 2017. We are now 2019. Can you imagine? And he still have a power and faith to ask me for more and more money. That's impossible.
And he does, these guys are relentless. So, as in your instance now, it's been so many years and he still does not stop. So, you need to know that if you say to this person no, they're not going to stop because you said no. They will continue.
They're
So, you,
trying to find another way. He is sick now. He doesn't have money for food. He doesn't have money where to stay, for accommodation. So you want to give up from him. So accuse you in many, many different things. But he doesn't want to say, I am not the same person. No. Yeah.
absolutely. So, I want to thank everyone who's joined us today. Thank you for watching this episode. Please share it, because there are millions, literally millions of people who get scammed, men and women. It doesn't matter what your social standing is, doesn't matter what your educational background is. We have had, there are doctors that get scammed, there are attorneys who get scammed. It literally is anybody and everybody.
Yes.
So, please be aware that it is so easy, and it's because these scammers are they're professional scammers. It's not just somebody who randomly decided to do this. They're part of a trained network of scammers that work globally. Please, please, please be very, very careful. Vaska, thank you for sharing your story.
It's my pleasure. That's the way how we can help each other to prevent from further involvement in such a scam story. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you for watching, everyone. And again, be careful out there.
Thank you. All the best for everybody. Thank you.